Just to get started, my name is Arconia Chapelet. I'm the Public Information Coordinator for the City of Dallas Code Compliance Department. I'm with
Gerardo Robles. I'm with the Community Arts Division, so we're really excited to be here with y'all.
And I'm Marissa Caggiano. I'm the artist that is going to be executing the mural for Murals on the Move. It's going to be for Women's History Month this time.
And Gerardo, if you have any questions for her, man, feel free to jump in. Feel free to chime in, say anything that you feel. I just want to keep this conversation flowing, moving, just trying to get to know Marissa a little bit more, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. We're really excited and speaking with Marissa, getting to know her, information about the piece itself and the process that goes on behind it. So let's dig in. I could start off by asking where you're from, Marissa.
So I am from Buffalo, New York, originally. For anyone that's not familiar with that, it's a city in New York State, and it's closer to Toronto than it is New York City. So that should give some context. It's about 15-20 minutes from the Canadian border. And one really cool thing that's located nearby is Niagara Falls, which is one of the wonders of the world, and it's really beautiful. So it's kind of a beautiful landscape, but very cold. So I'm happy to be in Dallas. I don't like the cold.
How long have you been in Dallas?
I moved here the summer of 2016. I need to do the math on that. I think it's about 6 years, 6, I think.
And I was just about to ask, have you ever been to Niagara Falls?
Yes, definitely. Actually, when I go back in the summer, I always go hiking. I love nature, and that's kind of present in my work a lot. But I always go hiking by the Niagara Gorge, which is like this river that feeds into the waterfall, and it's really beautiful. And when water is moving, it's very blue, so the colors are just beautiful. And yeah, I'm lucky enough to kind of like go hiking, just like the gorge is like right next to that, so you're just kind of hiking along the river.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Can you, since you've been here in Texas for a while now, do you classify yourself as an official Texan?
Well, my boyfriend's mom did get me a t-shirt that says, "Don't mess with a Texas woman." So I guess like I have an honorary like Texan card or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like I'm a citizen of the world. I don't know what to say. But I love Texas. I do. I've grown to like it a lot. So yeah, I guess I'm part Texan now.
Nice. Well, we're lucky to have you.
Cool.
Thank you.
Cool. And so, Marissa, you were picked for a Mural on the Move project. We had one artist before you, but what got you into becoming an artist?
So for me, I honestly can't remember a time that I wasn't drawing and painting. I've been doing it since I was a child, and that's kind of where I just got my start. I don't know. I guess my parents just exposed me to drawing and painting, and when I would do it, I would just do it for hours. Just pretty much continuously work on it. And I used to use like Crayola clay too. That's a vivid memory I have. And I used to make like little sculptures with that, as well as like drawing, painting. And I just never stopped because it was always something that just gave me a feeling of peace. But I actually had these 2 photos to share too that I mentioned. So this is a photo of me when I was a child. I have these around still. This is me and my grandmother. So I was about like 3 there, and we were just painting together. And then I also have this one. This is when I was about 10. So I was artist of the week in middle school, and that was like my painting behind me. So yeah, it's always been an important part of my life, I would say. So yeah, can't really remember when I started, but I haven't stopped. I'll say that.
Nice. And do you have, I know your parents were influential. Are they also artists as well, or?
They are not, but they were always encouraging. So that's great. They're creative. I mean, my mom, I think maybe that was it. Like she was interested in like crafty things or something. And maybe her doing that kind of got me into it. And then I went deeper because it was just something that I really fell in love with. I did have an aunt that was an artist, kind of like a great aunt or something. but she was always inspiring to me too, because she was kind of showing at different places, and I think her work was featured in this museum in my city. And she would always send these hand painted Christmas cards or like prints of them every year. And she gave me these Snoopy colored pencils. I still remember it. And I don't know, seeing someone that was an adult and they're an artist, I was like, it kind of made me realize like that's something I can, be. It was always in the back of my mind, or something I can pursue. So it is influential to have, people in your life that you can see doing something.
Definitely.
And you had any like outside influences, when you see some of any famous painter, any famous muralist?
So as a child, like when I was this interesting, but well, when I was in elementary school, I had a really amazing art teacher. His name is Thomas Askelaar, and shout out to him. But he was just really influential because he really taught us about a lot of different artists throughout history. And like as an elementary school student, I had a really comprehensive knowledge of art history, and he had all these prints on his wall of like Picasso and Dali. And like I just remember specifically there was a image of by Salvador Dali. It was called Sleep. It's a painting by him, and he had a print of that on his wall. And I would always look at it, and it just gave me this feeling. I don't know, it was something that I connected with. And so then from that point, I used to go to the library and I would get books of like Salvador Dali, and I would just look at all the paintings and I would be so amazed. And sometimes I would try to do my own inspired by that. So yeah, I think he was like an early influence that really inspired me, because I just love the dreamlike quality of his work. But I would say, like I said earlier too, nature is just a huge inspiration to me, like the colors, the textures, patterns, the small like intricate designs. And then I don't know, music is really inspirational to me too. And I've done a lot of artwork for musicians for like their projects, kind of like for their vinyl sleeve or something, like custom paintings. And I would say like one musician that really inspires me, like I know it's not visual art, but it does inspire me a lot, is this musician Georgia Ann Muldrow. She's a female musician and she produces all the music herself. She sings, but her message and her sound I just really love. So yeah, she's been an influence too. I have so many influences. And then one more I guess I would say is I'm really influenced by some traditional painters like John Singer Sargent. They're painters more from like the late 1800s, but they're really virtuosic, and I find them extremely inspiring and influencing. And they're people that I'll like do studies of their work to learn more too. So kind of all across the board. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really awesome. I could make the connection. So I seen your works. I can't make sure everybody else sees it. But I could definitely see the connections there. Can I ask, how does Dallas and his culture influence your work?
Yes, definitely. So for me personally, I don't know. I think this is a good thing, but I don't know if it sounds like a good thing. But Dallas, it has a certain level of like grittiness almost to it, or like, and it gives it character to me. I don't know. It's like, it's just, I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking of it through like a cinematic lens or something, but I love that. It doesn't feel like, it feels alive to me in a way. So I appreciate that. And then another thing I would say about Dallas too that I love is there is a lot of artwork here, and there's a lot of artists. There's murals going up all the time. And I actually rode my bike yesterday with one of my friends to Deep Ellum, and we had lunch there. And then when we were riding back, there was this guy working on a mural, and we just started talking to him. And he was a guy I've been following on Instagram for like 5-10 years, maybe. I'm sure it was like maybe 5, but because I don't think Instagram's been around that long. But like I feel like I followed him when I first got on there, and I've been following him. So I was like, it's just interesting. Like I'm just seeing this guy, like, oh, like, like it's unexpected, but that's the kind of experience I feel like I can have in Dallas, because it's like that. There's just different kind of things happening. And so yeah, I would say, I mean, the character of the city, but the artwork itself that I'm really seeing too. And even there's a lot of local artists that are really amazing too, that just kind of add to the inspiration of being in Dallas and everything. So yeah, I think it can be like a fertile ground, and there's a lot of, I think there's a lot of space for things to happen here. So, I'm hoping to see more of that and be part of it as well.
That's dope that you made that connection, and you're talking about some of your pieces, is there one that you've been the most proud of?
That is definitely like a hard question to answer, but I thought about it, or I'm thinking about it. And so I would have to say, um, it might be between, there's an album art piece that I did last year for an artist, and they haven't released the project yet. So can't really show anything about that, but that is probably one of my favorite pieces. It was based on this, well, the artist wanted me to base it on this goddess. She's from like an African spirituality, Oshun. So it was kind of like this image of her. And I don't know, I think painting women kind of in this certain light, I find really inspiring. I can't say too much about that one because he hasn't released it yet, but I really love that. And then something else that I did recently that I'm very proud of is an illustration that I actually ended up doing like a screen print of. I did like a fine art print of it, and I did like a t-shirt, and I printed all of that myself. So I screen printed some t-shirts, I screen printed some prints of it, but it was called Among the Lotus. And it's an illustration I did of a woman, and her face is just above water. It actually kind of relates in a way to the piece I'm going to be doing for the murals on the move, which is interesting, because it was also kind of inspired by the similar concept of post-traumatic growth and kind of like transforming your pain into something, more, or something, transforming like a hard or painful experience into something that serves you and something that you can learn from. Because, when you go through something, you only have a few options. You can dwell in it, or you can take something from it, and build that into kind of a knowledge that will inform you, how to traverse through life going forward. So, and it's easier said than done, but throughout my own life, taking from my own experiences, it's just something that resonated with me, and I wanted to create work about. And I think why I'm so proud of it is because, I created this illustration, and then, I transformed it into these screen prints and things, and just kind of doing that all, taking on that project myself and seeing it into fruition. I felt very proud of that. So yeah, I guess it's not a straightforward answer, but those are the things that I'm really proud of right now.
Yeah, no, I think it makes complete sense. And it also segues to our next question. What do you hope that everybody who sees your mural takes away from it?
Okay, yeah. I hope that everyone who sees my mural feels a sense of inspiration. Again, the concept of this mural does deal with a similar theme, which is kind of alchemizing like your pain and hardship, transforming it. And I think like this mural, it's going to be moving around, hence the name. And so maybe someone will see it, on their daily commute, or they'll see it, moving in and out of like, their house, or like, running out to the store or to work or whatever it may be. And I just think it's like maybe for that moment, when they gaze upon it, it could be something that just kind of reminds them of hope, I think. So, yeah.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you to do this mural?
10, definitely. I'm super excited. I'm super pumped to do this mural. So, yes. Yes, I'm definitely ecstatic.
That's great. Thank you so much, Marissa, for taking the time to talk with me and Gerardo. Do you have any other questions for her?
No, I mean, just thank you for sharing those insightful answers and those photos of you and your parents. I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
We can't wait to see the finished piece. We're hoping to, capture those in progress shots as well. So just to kind of give people a sneak peek. But yeah, just looking forward to working with you and sharing your artwork with different communities. Because at the end of the day, this mural will be set in communities where we're doing, community cleanups and whatnot. So, what better piece to inspire people to, find that beauty in their neighborhoods,
Definitely. Thank you. It's been my pleasure, and I'm grateful to be involved.
And if anybody wants to see like your artwork on social media, where is the best way that they can see?
So I'm on Instagram, and I do, kind of archive my work on there. So my handle is Riss Mish. Mish is for my middle name, Michelle. And Riss is kind of like a nickname my dad gave me that I've just kind of held on to. So it's RISS MEESH. They can find me that way.
Nice.
Ooh, sounds good. Again, thank you so much. And just echoing G's sentiments, we can't wait for everyone to see this mural that you're doing. Again, it's going to be for our community cleanups. It's going to be something that everybody will be able to relate to, understand, and hopefully enjoy. Thank you again,
Definitely.
Marissa, for doing this.
Thank you.